Dear children, in this 10th biology, these are the all 10 chapters what we have, and the first 8 chapters, nutrition to heredity, tells us about a living organism, how it survives, how it generates energy, how an organism is generated, how the heart is functioning, and how the brain is functioning, and how the characters are achieved from parents to next generation is given by all these 8 chapters. The nutrition tells us about supplying food, respiration about energy generating from the food, transportation of all required things to the cells by blood, and excretion tells us about that waste disposing from the body to outside, the excess material to be disposed, coordination about our nervous system which coordinates other systems, reproduction is called the generating system which generates the new organism, and coordination of coordination in life processes. We have a different life process in the body, they are combinedly working to achieve our life sustain to happen, that is called coordination, different life processes. And the last one, how we got the characters from parents to the next generation, called progeny, is under the heredity. And coming to the 9th chapter, these two about our surrounding things, our environment. What is environment means? The things which are there around us, either living or non-living, combinedly called our environment. It may be a living organism besides you, it may be a non-living thing beside you, like sunlight, water, soil, air. These are all comes under important non-living structures. Yes, even we are living organisms, we are supplying food, even we have a good functioning body like heart, kidney, everything. We should depend and we should concern, we should take care on our environment. Otherwise, we cannot fulfill all our needs. We should depend on air, we should depend on water, we should depend on soil and sunlight, everything. In the same way, we should also interdepend on other organisms also. We should depend on plants. So our environment is there which we need to take our concern. If you not concern your environment, you will be affected. That will be, we will see in this chapter 9 called our environment and our concern. Now come to the 10th one called natural resources. Nature has given so many things, huge things for our needs. Those are called resources. Some are get back again and again, some can be added to the nature again and again, like sunlight can be added to the nature again and again, water, air, all these are called renewable resources, as they can be added to the nature again and again in the huge amounts. And some other natural resources are limited in supply. If we use them, they cannot be get back again, or they take millions of years to get back. And I think you know the meaning of those two called renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So about these renewable resources and non-renewable resources, how human beings are using them, we will come to know in the case of the 10th lesson called natural resources. So these, as we need to maintain all these 8 things to maintain ourselves healthy, in the same way we need to maintain last 2 called our environment, how we should concern them, how we should care on them, then only we will be cared by ourselves. And our natural resources, so many resources are there, we should use them very wisely, judiciously, carefully, then our life is possible. So this is about the introduction of all these 10 chapters in our 10th class biology. Let us move on to the first chapter in detail, that is called nutrition, the food supplying system. Dear children, chapter 1 called nutrition, which has its meaning, simple meaning as a food supplying system. So we need to know about what is food, why it need to supply to an organism. That is only nothing but called nutrition. If you talk about different organisms, very microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoans like amoeba, developed animals or multicellular animals like insects, and aquatic animals like fishes, every organisms, land animals, plants, land plants, aquatic plants, human being, everyone require food to supply to their body. Coming to a question, why we need food? So the chapter runs around a main important supply to the body is called a food. Coming to a question, why food is needed to an organism? Any organism. Its supply is different, but every organism needs food. Its supply may be themselves, its supply may be from others. So, but every organism needs food. This is a fact. Why it needs food? Food will fulfill some of the basic needs of an organism, like giving energy. This is the first very important need of a living organism, called getting energy, gaining energy, then only survival, living is possible. Yes, while we are sleeping also we need energy for functioning of all these cells. Even we are sleeping, our cells are functioning, cells are living, so we need energy. So food is supplied to get energy first, and not only getting energy and living is sufficient for an organism. We need to increase our body size to fulfill our needs, that is called growth. So the food is needed first for getting energy, second for releasing, second for growth of an organism. Growth is nothing but called increasing in the body size to fulfill the different needs of an organism. If organism is very small, the fulfillment is less. If organism is large in size, it has number of body system to have a different life processes can be happen. Now food is required for every organism for energy and growth, and also to fight against different difficulties it faces, like diseases. What are the difficulties faced by an organism? Facing diseases. That is called to get immunity. I think you know this word very well, called immunity, commonly called disease fighting capacity, disease resistance capacity, which is technically called as immunity. So growth, energy, immunity, called fighting against diseases, are the prime needs of any other organisms. Latter, cloth, house, everything, shelter, different things. So even shelter is not there, organisms can live. Even the cloth is not there, so many organisms are living. So this is those are the secondary needs. The first need of an organism is to get food to fulfill all these required things, called releasing energy, growth, and immunity. Who can fulfill all these main needs? Who can fulfill? The only structure called food. Without this, can you able to fulfill your basic needs? No. So that's why food should be supplied for us. That is called nutrition. Then what we call food, which material is called as a food? The material which gives these things is called as food. So which way, are we calling a stone as a food? Are we calling a paper as a food? No, we are calling some materials as a food materials which give these, either one or two properties, or all these properties, or a single, double, or whatever it may be. A material which gives energy, growth, immunity, either one or all, is said to be a food. The food in science is called as nutrient. This food itself in science called as nutrients. Food materials are nothing but called nutrients. We generally say that milk has more nutrients. What is more nutrients means? It has a more things, more materials to give all these things. Egg has a more nutrients. Nutrient is nothing but an important food material which gives either energy or growth or immunity or combinedly. So we came to know what is a food means. So that food should be supplied to the body. Supply of food to the body is called nutrition. I think you may come to know the meaning of the title in a proper way. Every organism needs energy, growth, and disease fighting abilities. For fulfilling these abilities, they need only material called food. In science, the material which gives all these is called as nutrient or nutrients in plural. So supply of such nutrients to the body, simply called supply of food to the body, is called nutrition. So this is the first basic thing to know. Then let us continue in the next session that how this food is supplied by the organism. There are different ways of supplying food to the by an organism to get all these things. Let us see in the next session, children.